Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admins who helped us with this translation. The translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I can say that my life, it got messed up even when I was still growing up. My sister had kids with different fathers, and I also have 3 beautiful daughters, but with different fathers. As for the last of the 2 of my kids, I know their fathers, but the first one, my firstborn, I do not know the father of my firstborn. This was after my sister had taken me to this other party, so I ended up sleeping with this other man, not using any protection, and I did not even bother to ask for his name because I was like dead drunk. I only got to find out that I was pregnant. This was the following month when I did not go on my period, so I don't even remember the guy. All my life I have been trying to remember like how this guy looks, what was his name, where he came from, but I can't even remember. It gives me a lot of pain because sometimes my child, I have to do the same thing that my mom used to do to me and my sister when we were still growing up. I also do not know my own father. So my mom will bring this man and she'll be like, this is your dad, and she will bring another man and she'll be like, this is your dad. But now my daughter is all grown up, like she can think and she can see that I am just lying to her. So when I was still growing up, life was very difficult. My mom was sort of like a sleigh queen, but me and my sister, we are now taking this sleigh queen to another level. I did not grow up in a stable home. Like, I grew up in a dysfunctional family, and this made me to live the life of a slave queen for as long as I can remember. I go to the most lavish parties, I wear your designer clothes, sometimes I am even taken to different vacations around the world. My life, to some other people, they think that it is perfect. From the outside, when you look at the way that I'm very beautiful, you can think that this girl is living her best life. But what people do not know is that there is a price that I have been paying to keep living this life. So it all became worse when I met this other man, my Nigerian blesser, whom I'll call Tony. So he is the key to everything that I want. He has fancy cars, money, access to the best spots, the clubs in town. At first, it was all innocent, just being the arm candy at exclusive events. But soon, things then took a very darker turn. Tony told me that he had special ways of making money. All that he needed from me was to help bring him some women to his place. He promised me that if I was going to bring some women to his place, he was going to pay me more money if I did that, and that was exactly that I wanted. On top of sleeping with me, he gives me money, and then bringing the women to his place as well, he brings me more money. So I did not ask questions at first. The women that I brought, they were either girls that I would met at parties or friends, those other friends from the Kasi who wanted to meet rich men. Tony is someone who is charming, very handsome, and he knows how to get them over. But after a while, I started to notice strange things. This was after one of our neighbor, she was desperate and she had broken up with her husband. This woman, she even had a wedding, but she then broke up with her husband. She returned back to her parents' house, and then I used to speak with her. She was very depressed and she wanted some money. And then I said, let us go to a party. One night, Brother Nashi, when I went with her to the party, I was having a few drinks with Tony, and then they went into the bedroom for a while there. And then, Brother Nashi, when I followed, I saw something that was really strange because I walked there slowly. I was angry because I thought that he was now sleeping with this woman behind my back. When I got in there, I then saw something that haunts me to this very day. Oh, this woman, she had passed out, and I saw something that was crawling out from the bed. This thing, I don't even know how to properly describe it, but it is like a very short boy, a small shadowy figure, and something that I can only describe as a Tokoloshe according to my own culture. I froze when I saw this little scary creature. The creature climbed on top of the woman and did things that I can't even talk about here on the public. It was like something out of a nightmare, and I realized then that Tony had been using the creature on the women that I bought to him. All the women, he was making his Tokoloshe to sleep with these women. The next day, the woman who was my neighbor, she woke up and she was confused, not even remembering anything that happened, but she was fine, at least at first. That was what I thought. Months later, I heard that she had been diagnosed with cancer. It was not the first. Several of the women that I have brought to this Nigerian dude, they started getting sick with strange illnesses, but mostly I have discovered that they suffer from the same illness. All of them, they end up suffering from cancer. But the woman who used to stay next door, our neighbor's daughter, that woman, she gives me a lot of sleepless nights. When she passed away, this woman, she left 2 of her kids. She used to complain a lot. When I would go and visit her, she would be like, I am having dreams as if I am sleeping with this other man, but I can't see this man because there is a dark cloud that will be surrounding his face. But it's like this man, I have seen him before. It is just that I can't quite figure it out. Who exactly is this man? And whenever she would say that in front of her mom, when I would have visited him, my heart will be pounding against my chest, knowing that the man that she will be dreaming about, it was no one but Tony, my Nigerian blesser. This woman, when she passed away, she was thin. She was so thin. She was looking more like a skeleton. And her mom kept on crying. And she was like, the way that my child is so thin, it is like there is something that is eating her up from the inside, as if there was something that was sucking her blood on a daily basis. That woman passed away. When we were at the graveyard, I felt really strange because out of nowhere, there was a strong wind that came, Brother Nashi, and I felt as if it was the spirit of this woman. I feel guilty, and I felt guilty from that day. But right now, I don't know how to get out because this Nigerian man, he has power over me, and I am too deep. He gives me money. He is providing a good lifestyle for me. Right now, my kids, they are enjoying life. I don't need to go around sleeping with other men like I used to because this man, he is giving me enough. But the problem is that when the sun goes down, I can't even sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I keep on seeing that hideous creature, that Tokoloshe that I saw, the demonic creature, and I hear sometimes my neighbor's daughter and all the things that she used to tell me about the things that was happening in her life, the way that she got sick, the dreams that she had, and the men who used to come and sleep with her, the man that was always surrounded by a dark cloud hiding his face. I know that I need to get out, but I am scared because this guy, he is dangerous spiritually and physically, and I have helped him to do things that I can never forgive myself for. There are a lot of young women, those that are going to colleges, that are in need of money. He even took advantage of this other young woman. So this woman, she desperately needed rent money, even though I knew that this guy, what he does is that he makes you to sleep with this Tokoloshe. I should have given her a warning when he told me that he was dating this very slim, beautiful girl. And he even gave me the numbers, and he said that I want you to tell her that you are my main girlfriend. So then when they slept together, I was even at Tony's house, Brother Nashi. I wanted to give her a warning, but I said I'm not going to do that. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins who gave us this translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Can you just imagine? Yo.